Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to another episode of the Stoked podcast. I am Javano Stokes, and I'm by myself tonight. Jamari is out doing Jamari things. Um, he should be back next week. I don't know. We'll see. He's a busy man, but we're all busy. But I want to thank you guys for showing up. We got a really great guest tonight. Former guest. He's been on before, but he's doing another cool thing. So when people do cool things, we bring them on the show. Who's let's see, Four Tail up. We got some Four Tails stuff. Yeah. Streaming live. Yep. That's awesome. What's up, Kenji? I'm not gonna keep them long, but I will have to say this: this Saturday, I will be at Plastic City Comic Con. Saturday, I think it's like 10 to 5 or something, 10 to 7. I'm not sure, but I'll be there. Come by, continuing the Heat Wave Tour 2023. We're not even close to the end, but we're closer to the end than the beginning. So for those of you who've rocked with me through this whole tour, I appreciate you. If you've come by and you said hi, thank you. If you bought a book, thank you. I appreciate it. So yes, come check me, and I might have another. I might have another place that I'm going to be very soon. Once I get confirmation, actually, there might be a couple places that I have to confirm. But yes, that's where I'll be Saturday. Looking forward to it. First time at Plastic City. Let's see. Our guest has a black screen, and now his hand is over the camera. So apparently, he is studying from the Book of Kenji, and apparently wants this to this this conversation to go off wrong. But I'm gonna bring him in anyway. Our next guest, like I said, is a previous guest. He's become a really good friend of mine, even though we've never actually met. But through the annals of independent comics, we have made our way to each other. Kenji. We've made our way, and I've been a multiple guest on his show. He's been a multiple guest on Stoke Podcast and Top 5 Live. He's doing a new Kickstarter now. Zob, the Lightning Welder. Let's give her a Stoke Podcast round of applause to Kyrun Silva.
Around the world and back again.
Around the world.
And you're right, Kenji. This is just for you.
Hey, listen, man. You know, I will take my top 3, top 5 live moment.
What beat that? What beat that again?
Oh, Danny, for me, it was Danny's. Michael has a hot 10.
A hot 10.
And then Morgan falling asleep on camera. For I don't see how that's good 20, 25 minutes live.
Okay. That definitely was number 1. I don't see Danny's being better than that, though. Better than the Kenji moment.
Danny said Michael Jackson had a hot 10 years.
No, that's a bold take. But think about it. This ended up being a week's worth of content.
It really did.
All because Kenji said.
That's not all of it. That's not all of it. That wasn't the whole reason. That was not the whole reason. There was a whole conversation that happened before and after that.
Yes, and that conversation lasted for a full week of y'all going back and forth. Didn't you go on his podcast?
I did.
It spilled over to other podcasts. So, again, Danny's take bold. It was out there. But this
The funny part about that is there are people that legitimately think I dislike Kenji, and I don't. And I'm like, I don't dislike Kenji. Kenji's watching the show right now. We're cool.
Yeah,
hey, listen, man. When you're on top 5, if you take it seriously, then it's not the show for you. Like, it's not the show for you.
Okay.
Understand that me and Morgan has wanted to whoop my behind at least twice on that show. Lovingly. He's wanted to whoop my behind. And when we saw each other in real life, it was all love. I'm pretty sure Morgan wanted to whoop my ass today. because I had a whole argument on the thread. I'm pretty sure he wanted to swing on me today, but that's okay because we've all had our moments,
Yeah.
except for Danny. I don't think Danny's ever gotten mad, but I don't think I've ever seen Danny mad.
No, he's gotten mad at y'all. He's gotten mad. He
Really?
just doesn't let it out. But I had texted him while you guys done that show, but you okay? And he's like, man, they keep ganging up on me. And I'm like, I know, but that's like every episode. He's like, yeah, but today is worse. Today's worse than normal.
Wait, you know what? I do remember one time that we were going at him, and it was like it was a moment where he stopped smiling,
Mhm.
and it was like, and I was like, in my mind, I was like, I think we went too hard,
That's
but
when
Morgan kept going.
That's when I knew it was like it's one of those moments that Danny was just like
Morgan
just
kept
sat there.
going though. Yeah, and Morgan kept going, and I feel like I kind of stopped. Like
Yep.
it's more. I deal with Danny and Morgan differently. When I felt that from Danny, I was like, I felt like it was like beating up on my little brother, and it was like, all right, this is too much. But with Morgan is so like, I'm right. I don't care what you say, and I'm gonna call you crazy and stupid for what you're saying. And so I know this. So I'm like, okay, let's go down that road. Let's see where that ends up.
And Danny's too nice of a person. He won't say anything.
He won't
He'll
go
just
back
let
for
it.
it.
Yeah, he'll just let it go. He'll be like, all right, whatever. But
Right.
internally, it eats at him.
Yeah, he won't take a shot. So it's hard for me to like keep going. So I'll back off. But Morgan won't. And Morgan will keep going. And so I'm like, let's do it. But anyway, we're not talking about top 5. We're talking about Kyrun
Why not?
Silva.
I'm gonna be on top 5 next week, right?
Oh, are you? I don't know. You didn't say yes or no. I mean, listen.
I said I would as long as I know what the topic is. Y'all can't send me the link half an hour before the show starts. Be like, hey, come on. And I'll be like, I don't know what the topic is.
We don't know the topic sometimes until that morning.
Yeah. See, I can't do
we
that.
try really hard to come up with the topics beforehand. Our show is Tuesday. I have no idea actually, that's not true. I know what our topic is. Danny said it, but it didn't make sense. It was like top 5 fast food desserts. And I was like, what? Okay, all right.
I don't even think I can say 3 fast food desserts.
Sometimes you got to research.
But I got to try it, right? I got to know what it is.
Every now and then, we got to just throw Danny a bone and just do a topic that he wants to do. And it's just like, okay, we'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. And sometimes it just goes to very, very strange places.
3 weeks, it'll be top 5 shades of purple.
You know what? He said we should do top 5 colors once. And I was like, you want us to do a show on the top 5 colors? I was like, what? I was like, what? I don't believe that. Anyway, whatever. We'll talk. I just remember him saying that.
He's like, anyway. I got magenta, I got purple.
Well, you know who's number 1 for him.
Yeah, it's purple.
All right. So we got Kyrun Silva, Taurus Comics here. Since you've been on the show,
Christopher. That's the same reaction I had. Top 5 colors.
I wish people could be privy to our text thread and see some of the insane stuff we talk about, and B, see some of the arguments that never make it on air. Make it on air. And I'm talking about these arguments will start at like 5 p.m. And I'll go to bed and I will wake up at 6 a.m. and these dudes will have been talking like
we both know it's mostly Morgan that's pushing that and keeping it going.
No.
Usually, yes.
No, not on text string. See the Danny that we would just talk about that don't go back and forth, that Danny's on the text string. Because I think he has time to think about his response.
That's when he's on the toilet. Okay.
Thanks for ruining it, Kyrun. Anyway, we're going to change the subject. So you were on this show last time, and so we got to know you on the show last time. I'm sorry, y'all. I knew this was going to happen. See, what Kyrun is doing is he's getting me back for
What?
all the times that I come on his show
Wait,
and derail it.
wait. I'm
And
just
I
reading
do
the
it a lot.
comments.
I do it a lot. I take pride in derailing Kyrun's show.
I'm
I
just reading
truly
the
do.
comments.
So tell me.
I can't read the comments. All right,
Stay on
focus,
topic.
Kyron.
Focus,
Focus,
focus, focus,
focus.
focus. Tell, okay. Tell us where you got the idea for Zob. Because I don't know if I've ever asked you or we've had this conversation.
I could swear we have, but whatever. The idea came from actually my wife's uncle. He is a teacher here in Sacramento, and he runs a Facebook page with this. He just posts about his culture, their culture, and one day he posted a picture of a copper, or I think it's copper or bronze axe that he saw at one of their New Year's, and he started going into detail about what the axe represents. The axe represents this deity, which is one of their deities they have, but it's called Sa. And Sa uses an axe for controlling lightning, basically. And I saw it. I was reading the rest of the post that he has, and I was like, "You live in Stockton, bro, Christopher? We got to meet up, man. We got to meet up." I might be at Lodi Comic Con coming up next month. I'm trying to get a table, but I reached out to the vendors, and they say they don't have any artist alley tables. All they have is the exhibitor booths, which are outside, and I'm not trying to be outside in the heat. No, I'm
I got
already dark
offered
enough.
that one time. I was like, no, thank you.
I'm already dark enough. I'm not trying to get darker. Um, anyways, so going back to Saw, I saw the post and I was like, that'd be an idea for a cool story. Just this person that gets these powers of this lightning god. And I thought I was like, okay, I'm just thinking about Thor and mostly the '90s Thor when it wasn't. What was the dude's name? It's that took over for Thor. He became
Oh,
Thunderstrike.
Masterson.
Yeah, I was like, okay, I'm just thinking about Thunderstrike at this point.
I got so much useless knowledge in my head about comic books.
I knew the superhero name, just not his his
I know.
real
There's
name.
no reason I should know that off the top of my head. Like, there's none. But
Yeah.
here we are. Here we are.
So then I was like, well, why don't I change it up a little bit, make the character a female character? Because especially in their culture is very backwards or maybe behind when it comes to the way female people or females are treated.
Female
Uh,
peoples.
female people, yes. And I was like, what would be that's gonna be clip. What would it be like if this the most powerful person now is a female? What would how does she have to deal with that, knowing that she's considered second rate in her culture, but at the same time, she knows she could destroy everybody in the building with you know a flick of her wrist real quick. So I that's where I'm leaning on more of her dealing with the idea that she's one of the most powerful beings in my universe, but at the same time, everybody sees her as lesser when she's her human self. So
Okay.
that's where everybody's going.
Awesome.
Christopher, real quick, Chris asked if I went to StockTCon. I don't know if I did. I can't remember if I did go this February. I want to say I did not go as a vendor, but I did go as a fan, and I walked around and saw a bunch of people that I know. Arthur Adams is one. He actually lives in the area and got to see him a couple times. So
Really? I don't think I've ever met Arthur Adams yet.
that's because he's a West Coast guy. You need to come on the West Coast. He's getting up there in age. He's not
I'm
going to
trying,
travel.
man.
Yeah.
I'm trying. What's up, Brad?
What's up,
I'm
Brad?
trying to come to the East Coast, but as you are aware, the money's got to work. So,
Them plane tickets are expensive.
listen, somebody's got to do one of two. I keep so normally, and we're gonna diverge. Whatever. I was so ready for this show. When I'm doing a con, you got to do. I have to have one of three things taken care of: either travel, the hotel, or the table. One of those three have to be taken care of.
Yep.
With the further out I go, then it
Instant
becomes
travel.
right. Then it becomes two of those things have to be taken care of. When I did Heroes Con, it was different. It was two. the table was taken care of, so all I had to do was the flight and the hotel. Christopher Williams, hey, when I was at the Terrificon, I was on the budget. Trust me. Listen, Terrificon is different. Terrificon next year, I'm going to splurge a little bit. I'm actually going to get a hotel in the casino. There was just something. There was Terrificon's in Connecticut.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Christopher got it like that. He can just fly across the country for
I didn't know
for
cons.
Did
I see you at the con, Christopher? I don't. I run through. I meet so many freaking people that I literally lose track.
I thought Brad was the person with all the money. It really must be Christopher. So,
hotel was nice. The hotels at the casino are very nice. They're very nice.
All right.
But
I'm gonna take your word on that.
Anyway, but yeah, so if I do West Coast, 2 of those got to be taken care of. Either got to be the table in the flight, or the table in the hotel, or the hotel in the table. Or the hotel in the flight. One of those 2 of those 3 got to be taken care of, because the return on investment. It's a lot.
That's why you guys are like, why don't you do the East Coast stuff? And then I'm like, okay, it's $700 for me just to do a round trip ticket.
Well,
and y'all talking about
Christopher. That's right, Christopher. I'm sorry. You gotta.
Christopher. He interviewed you. Yes. You don't remember?
Okay. Again, Christopher Williams is a very generic name. Like, I'm just being honest with you. I did 3 interviews at Terrificon. All right, so
only 3.
Only 3.
3 is not a lot to do.
What'd you say?
3 is not a lot to do. Man, for you to remember who interviewed you.
I remember right now. I remember now. Okay, I remember. I don't got it like that. Hey, listen, man. But so now Zob or Zob? Because I've been calling it Zob, pronouncing the B.
You're wrong completely.
The B silent.
The B is silent. It's actually SAW, like SAW. Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. You made it incredibly difficult.
No, I did not. Okay, so it's not me. Blame the Church of Jesus Christ and Latter-day Saints. It's either that or the Catholics. I can't remember. They're the ones that helped the Hmong community to develop a written language. So they're the ones that helped them make because they didn't have a written language up until like the 1940s.
Okay.
1950, somewhere around there. So SAW is the actual name of this god in their culture, and that's how they spell it.
Oh, okay.
Don't ask me why it's pronounced that way. I have tried to learn my wife's language so many times.
The first time I saw it, I was like, XOB. It's like, oh, that's an interesting name, XOB.
Yeah, I know. My wife tells me all the time, she's like, I have been pronouncing her name wrong for 24 years that we know each other, dude. Because there's a pitch to her name that I'm not saying correctly because I'm too American to say it properly.
So what's your wife's name?
I'm not even gonna try to do it. No, there's a pitch.
Just say your name.
Oh, her name is Dia. But but the way I say it, she's like, that's not the proper way to say it. And I'm like, okay, well, how do you say it? And she'll say it, and I'm like, that's what I'm saying. And she's like, nope, that's not how you say it. And I'm like, okay, I can't hear it. It's a phonetically heavy language.
I would have been like, it's okay, D. I got you. It's all right, D. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
D. Come on, D. Come here.
At this point, I'd just be like, what's up, babe?
honey. Darling. Dear.
Yeah.
My love. Come to me, my love. Come to me. They're like, you don't even introduce her by, this is Miss Silva.
So I can't even do that. She doesn't have my last name.
Oh, you messed up. Well, how do you pronounce her last name?
Vang.
I'm not even gonna try. I was gonna say the whole name. Vang. Okay, Vang. Okay, yeah. All right. Was that was that a choice? Was it hers? Like, I'm not taking your name, or I don't want to hyphenate, or did you?
No, it was her choice. We had the opportunities because she just got her citizenship in 2021, and we had the chance to change her name. And I was like, if you want to change your name to mine, that's fine. Because at this point, we've been married for almost 15 years, 14 years. No, And I was like, if you want to do it, you can. I don't care if you want to or not.
Now,
Don't
how
matter
long
to
you
me.
been married?
It'll be 20 years next month.
That is amazing.
Why? That she's been with me for so long?
I mean, 20 years that's like, I mean, I'm 8 years in, so you got to understand.
Okay.
So for me, 20 years is like,
Yeah.
You know, it's far out. But I know
And that
other
doesn't.
people who just get married and they're like 8 years is far out.
And then we were together for like 4 years before that. It's just a couple.
Wow. So we're 12. 12 years in. 12 years
Okay.
together, 8
All right.
years married.
So same
Pretty
thing.
sure.
Same 4 years you're dating. Yeah.
Same and all.
You're just at a different. You're at a different point in your timeline than we
2
are. That's all.
decades and just a little over a decade. Yeah, sure. Wait a minute. We can actually see let's see. Wait, Kevin said something nice.
Okay, wait. Kevin always says something nice to me.
Really?
Kevin and I are great. He and I talk all the time as civil people. It's just you and Kevin and Danny just got some issues going on.
Me and Danny actually get along very well. Like when it's just me and Danny, we did a show. Yes, we did a show Tuesday, and it was the quickest, most pleasant show we've ever done.
Because Danny's like, I'm in, I'm out. Let's get this done.
Right? Like it's just like, hey, it was very cool. It was calm. Ryan was on. We were chill, relaxed. I'm telling you, man, it's Morgan. Morgan be stirring the pot.
Yeah. See, Morgan is that the vinegar that just eats at you. He's the acid that just tears things apart. He's that annoying itch that just you can't get at. But
the funny part is like it was such a different vibe when I was with them together, like in person. Like there was none of the like. We didn't really have like the debates or anything like that. Like the two of them were still the two of them.
Oh,
but it was I don't know if they were trying to be nice to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Danny said vinegar. Like
you see how he
Danny, that's racist.
Very racist.
That's very Kevin said I can be nice. Not to me, apparently. apparently you lied. All right.
You got to have him on the show, and then
I had Kevin on the show.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Kyrun said show's off the rails. Oh my god! Well, let's talk about.
You just glossed over the whole Brad talking about if you add the marriages that he's had together.
Listen, at this point, we have. Everything can be glossed over if I'm being perfectly honest at this point. Brad, listen, man. I understand. You just got to keep trying.
Man,
I wouldn't. But hey, listen. To each his own.
I will tell you this: when I first met my wife's mother, and I was, we had already gotten married, so I had not met her mother officially as like a boyfriend or anything. I was scared I would not last this long because when I met her, she was crying and screaming and chopping up meat with a giant cleaver, and she was doing it with so much force. I thought she hated me, which she did, but because I was black.
I really was hoping that wasn't the answer. I was hoping. I was truly hoping that wasn't the answer.
That was the answer. That was the answer. All right. Oh, we're talking about my Kickstarter finally.
So wait a minute. No, you can't gloss over that. Tyler, are y'all on good terms now, or is this?
We're on good terms. We're on good terms. We're on good terms now. She hasn't tried to kill me yet. At least I'm pretty sure she's probably tried to poison me at least once, but we haven't tried. She hasn't tried to kill me officially. She talks to me. She likes me. She considers me her son-in-law. So I would say we're on good terms.
You. Not that you are. She just considers you. Okay. All right.
Hey, like listen, whatever.
Hey, listen. I'll tell a little bit about me. I dated a young lady back in the day, long time ago, of a different ethnicity. I'm not going to say the ethnicity because I'm not going to call anybody out. But I remember her mom vividly saying, I can't wait for you guys to have children. They're gonna have such nice hair. And I was like, I can't tell if this racist. I just said, okay, all right. You just nodded, like, yep,
Oh
sure.
damn!
Like, okay, all right, nice hair. I guess that's a compliment. I'll take it.
I can see why y'all didn't last. Oh crap!
Oh my god, where are we?
I have no idea, dude.
All right, Zob the Lightning Welder, Kickstarter going on
Yes.
right now. You
Yes, sir.
are more than half the way through.
Yeah, we got. I know it says 12. We really got like 13 days to go.
Okay,
Um, and because of so many other people recently, I've gotten a huge surge today. Like I didn't really get to promote today, but I know, going on here, I know Danny, I know Fish Lee, and a bunch of other people were talking about it, and it helped boost me. Um, I wasn't gonna say anything, Daddy, especially considering I had just mentioned it. But whatever.
oh, I did call it Zob again. Saw, dang it. Not my
Anyways,
fault.
hey, that's not,
Saw.
but yeah,
Saw the Lightning Welder. That's what you need to have like next to it, like in parentheses. Just have Saw in parentheses. I'm gonna make that logo for you. We're gonna have it right in the middle, like
no,
right
see,
in the middle.
I no, because
I'm
this
just
is no, it actually is great because when I go to events and they'll see it, they'll be like, "What is a zob?" And that's how I get them. That's how I get them talking about the book.
that is a good hook.
Conversation hook. So
What is XOB?
exactly.
Uh,
And then we just go into it, and then they're like, "Okay, yeah, I want that book." And then they see I
awesome.
got 3 books, and I got actually that book too, the Exciting Comics. I got some comp copies from that, so I showed
Okay.
them that too. But yeah,
This is cool, man. This is cool. I mean, I've always been I'm a fan of your work, your writing. Um, I see you have Dino, right, as the artist.
Dino is doing most of the art on this book, and I'm excited to have him. I've been reaching out to him for months, or really years, saying, "Hey, I wanted to, get together with you," but he's been doing so many other people's book. I was like, "All right,
I know. I asked him to do one of mine, so we'll
what
see
book
if that
did?
happens.
Wait, what book is he going to be doing?"
I want him to do Heat. I want him to take
Oh,
over. Yeah,
oh,
I'm. It's not about me, but I'm trying to transition away from Heat and Strong and do some other stuff.
wow!
I got
Drop
some
in.
other some other things coming. I
Okay.
told you this on your show.
I know, but you didn't give us details like this. You just said, "I'm trying to get away
I mean,
from my
I
books."
asked him to do it. He said he would, but when I told him the script was going to be ready, we
Mhm.
kind of passed that point. So
Okay.
I don't know if I'm fitting in his. But I actually have 2 other artists who I have a young man who has literally reached out to me once a week.
Okay.
Uh, who wants to do it? Who wants to work with me?
All
So
right.
we'll see.
Go back up. Go back up. Go back up. All right. So go back up again to the black and white page. So with issue 4, we're introducing new characters. The guy in the middle right there, the page, the really big guy, that's Barricade. That's the main villain of this part of the story. The woman right there that's running away, that is Lumber Jacqueline. Um, if you scroll up a little bit, just a little bit, you'll see a guy getting thrown through 4 walls there. That is Club Bat. So these two, along with a couple other characters that are on that page, they are part of Freestyle. I'm sorry. Yeah. Freestyle. Freedom.
FSK.
Damn it. Freedom Strike Crew. Yes.
I
They're
was
the
like,
Freedom
why is
Strike
he
Crew.
doing such?
And I was trying not to say Freestyle Comics, okay?
Okay, got you.
I was
Oh
trying this
yeah,
weekend.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But there's 4 of these
Hope you got the check.
new.
Cut that
I ain't
check.
getting,
Cut
I
that
ain't getting
check.
sued by nobody. Yeah, I'm not getting sued by anybody. But these are 4 new heroes that are being introduced in this book. They come to help Saw, and we find out that they were not really Saw's allies. They were told to help her, but not by Saw. And that's
Mm.
one of the things we're trying to figure out: who hired these groups, why are they there, and why are they trying to take basically all the credit for what they're doing. So that's part of the series that's going to go forward. Is that the city does not like what's happened from issues 1 through 3. Are they from the third fence?
Oh my goodness, I can't.
Oh
I,
man.
this might be the funniest
Mm.
show we've ever done. Oh
Oh
my god.
God.
Oh, by the way, Brad, more Heat and Strong is coming. I'm just not going to be drawing it. I'll be writing it. Uh,
Okay.
I'm
So
just
wait,
kind of.
okay, who's drawing strong then?
I
You
found a
already
young
told us.
lady. I found a young lady. I'm not ready to put her name out there yet because I'm going to do actually like an announcement with like images once we get to a certain point. But
Mm-hmm.
plus, I don't want people to take her.
Mm,
I don't want
okay.
folks to be poaching me for artists because that happens a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, yeah.
Uh,
Okay. Okay.
so, but yeah, she's actually. I have the script for the first issue. Um, that pretty much done. I'm gonna have to do got to do a second draft. Maybe I might do maybe 2 or 3 more drafts.
Now you
But
said a first issue. Are you rebooting this?
no, the heat that the issue that I did was 0,
Oh, okay.
the 0
Okay.
issue. The goal
Okay.
was to always do this, find somebody else to draw it, and then do the series.
All
Um,
right.
but it's gonna be we gonna do some. I have never done I've only done one variant cover, and it was Michael Watson doing it. But this time I've got some people, some pretty big name people who I want to do variant covers who I've asked, and they said sure as long as I pay them. So once I pay them.
Bob Tyfeld.
No, I have
Oh.
no problem saying names. I asked Jim Ballant,
Hmm.
and he was just like, talk, well, reach out to me and we'll talk. Um, who else? Oh, I had a list. I had the list somewhere of people. It's hard to come off top of my head. But
Okay.
but I'm trying to move away. Well, before we get into the rest of this stuff, go to the Kickstarter now, folks. Listen, he's not that far off the goal. Let's get him to the goal. You got 12 days. People, if you have never done a Kickstarter before, the money does not come out immediately, which means you have 12 days to get however much money you
and
pledge.
it, and we have great options available. You can get the book. You'll get, if you just back the book, you're gonna get the book itself. You're gonna get if you get the physical copy, you're gonna get a bookmark for free. You're
This
gonna
is what
get
I
a
do.
free sticker. You have an option to get digital portions of it. There's 3 different covers you can choose from that are exclusive just to the Kickstarter. There's going to be T-shirts available. I think there's still an option to get drawn into the book as a background character if you want to do that. You can get all 4 issues if you haven't read the series, so you want to get caught up. There's we just put on an option where you can get the official cover, which that's the one you're looking at right there. You can get the hand drawn black and white uh, cover, like the actual cover, if you want that. That is available now. So I mean, there's a bunch of rewards, and I added on a bunch of add-ons of other books that I've worked on that you can purchase also. So yeah, definitely go to the website down there and get your copy if you haven't already.
Right below. Let's do it. Let's get it done. Get it done, folks. All right. So people have questions. Let's answer questions, and I'm pretty sure this is gonna go off the rails again, but I'm okay with it. Christopher Williams. When I see Christopher Williams, I think of "Don't Hate Me." You remember that song?
I remember
You
that
old
song, but
enough to remember that
I,
song? Isn't his name
wow,
Christopher Williams?
I don't remember it. It sounds
I'm
right,
pretty
but
sure his
it
name is
sounds right.
Christopher
It sounds
Williams.
right. Yeah. But I'm just,
Uh,
I was just thrown back at the sounds that were coming out your mouth when it
hey,
happened.
listen, I can actually sing. Believe it or not, I can actually sing. Don't get it twisted. Uh, I'm retired though. I'm retired.
Okay.
I'm singing in public.
All right.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
he's right. He says it is. He asks, "Do you prefer writing or penciling?" You can go.
Um. Right now, actually, I prefer writing only because I can get more writing done than I do pencils. I pencil so slow. which is why iDrive for Server issue 2 is taking a while.
Shameful.
Hey,
Shameful.
it's hard to draw when I gotta, go pick up kids and worry about house stuff. So, and
I know.
the way technology is, I can write on my phone, and that file then gets transferred to my computers and
Right.
whatnot. I can write. I can write on the toilet. So I prefer writing right now. Don't act like you haven't done work on your
I
toilet.
don't write on the toilet. For me, I prefer penciling, but
Says the man that just says,
dude,
I'm gonna drop all my books to have somebody else draw it. So,
I didn't say I was going to stop drawing.
uh,
What's up, Mike?
what's
What's
up, Mike?
good? I didn't. I prefer penciling, but writing is like Kyrun said. Writing is the easier thing to do. You can do it anywhere. Like I play video. Michael Watson would be the one.
The sad thing is, he says I play video games. Like most people play on their phone, play mobile games. He said I play
I was
video
gonna
games,
say, like, what?
which means
How
he's taking his PlayStation controller.
PlayStation into the bathroom? I am never playing on a single video game in Michael's house. I need sanitizer. Definitely switch. I'm not touching it. If I see that switch, if I come by your house and I see that switch, if it comes near me, call him the CDC. All right.
Michael's like, I got the new Mario Kart. You want to play?
Like, nah. And I'm gonna give him the nigga too with it. Nah, nigga. Wear your wet wipes. This is safe space. I'm just letting you know. You better get to cleaning. But yeah, like I just I think in Kyrun, I'm pretty sure you go through this because you're running Taurus. There's so many other things that we have to do as the guys at top, or the only guys, or however you want to put it. That sometimes it's hard for me to shift from business and writing to drawing. Like today I did a page, but it took forever for me to shift to do it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Let's see. Somebody else had a question. If one chooses the drawn option, if one chooses the drawn option, can we be drawn younger, slimmer, and better looking?
No, Brad, I'm sorry. Whatever picture you give us to draw you, that is what you're going to look like.
Brad wants a proxy. All right. Brad's proxy is Zach Morris. We choose to draw Zach Morris in, or Brad Pitt. One or the other. He wants a proxy. That's what he wants.
I know. He's going to send us a picture of AC Slater from with his head on top of it.
With the curl? With the curl.
Yep.
With the Jerry
curl.
See,
so just like I do with Four Tails when I Photoshop our heads.
Kyrun's the same age as, or Kyrun's older than me.
I am.
So I always what'd you say?
I am older than you.
I know.
Yeah.
I will tell you that over and over again. Do you do traditional or digital to do your work?
Okay, so weird. I have a very stupid setup. I do all my layouts digitally. And then I print that out and I draw it on a piece of paper in pencil. And then I scan that into my computer and then I ink it digitally.
So you like wasting time.
I like
okay. You look. No wonder it takes you so long.
I told you I'm slow. No, okay. There's reasons why. One is I have a very small tablet when it comes to my digital drawing.
Traditional.
Okay, that's fine. You're good like that.
I do do my prints digitally. I do my prints digitally.
Okay.
Yes.
But I don't like the feel of drawing on my tablet.
Except when you're drawing on your tablet.
No. When I'm
drawing, you're inking, you're drawing on your tablet.
Yes, but I've already drawn it out. Now, because I'm inking it, I'm just refining those lines. There's a huge difference, as you know, between drawing and inking, the processes of that. There's a huge process. Unless you don't actually draw, you just go straight to ink. So.
Actually, I will do the blue line, and then really like right that page. I can show you this one. Sometimes I won't do a ton of detail. Like if you look real close, I'm not doing a ton of detail, and then I'll go in with the inks and do all the detail there. And that sometimes that's like a lot of detail.
See, I do all my details and stuff on my traditional drawings, and then when I go to inks, it's just to darken
Yeah,
those
but
lines.
I don't ink digitally.
Yeah, see,
I use traditional
you
pens.
you
Although
should try
I
it.
Michael Watson has been adamant in getting me into being a digital artist. I think eventually I'll get there. I'm just not ready. I'm
I
not ready.
find it I'm better inking digitally just because, especially when I make mistakes, just that little Control Z to erase it and go back really quickly makes it so much easier.
I'm up there without a net, buddy.
Hey, well then that's your fault.
I'm up there with the whiteout. Like, oh, I inked this arm wrong. Whiteout.
I just hit me a little Control Z. Oop. Okay, I'm good.
No. Well, but you know, I do a lot of so like if I draw something and I ink it and then I scan it, I'll go and look and then like sometimes if it's like small faces, I'll put those in digitally.
Okay. All right.
He said, "We all know that." Okay, let's see. Here we got another question. We all know that distribution has been a challenge. Do you guys go through the usual channels? Uh,
What's the usual channels now?
are you talking about like Diamond? I don't do Diamond. I don't
Nope.
make enough product to do Diamond. Um,
I could tell you what I'm going through right now is TikTok. TikTok is I'm getting so many sales through TikTok right now. It is ridiculous. And
I will be on the TikTok bandwagon starting next week.
you need to have started 2 weeks ago because right now TikTok is helping you by covering all the shipping costs.
Really?
Yes.
So how do
So
they do that? Well, I guess I got
they're
to do it tomorrow.
they're subsidizing all the shipping. So they're giving everybody free shipping after like I think it's like up to you have to buy something that's like $15 or more, and then they're covering the shipping costs, and then they're giving people discounts so that way they can try out people's products.
Ah,
And that's why we're getting all these sales because people are like, I can buy this $10 book that now costs me $3 because of TikTok's coupons and free shipping. I'm gonna try this out.
but do I get $10 though?
You get $10 minus I think it's like 5%, 2%, something like that, 2 to 5%. I can't remember what it is of TikTok fees. So it is not a lot, dude. It really isn't.
Okay, I'll try to get work on it tomorrow.
And they cover
Another
all
thing that's gonna pull me away from my page.
they deal with all the shipping. So once somebody makes a sale, you just go onto TikTok's website, print out the shipping label directly from there, and slap it on your book and go. You don't have to
Oh, I don't have a
haggle.
printout. I don't have a printout thing. What did?
Just print it from your computer. That's what I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. So I
like
just tape it on and then.
yeah,
Oh, okay. All right.
makes it so
I,
much more easier than going through my normal website and having people buy stuff through there. It really is.
I will give it a shot. I'm gonna give it a shot. TikTok has a sales platform. Yes, they do.
Yes,
Yes, they do.
they just launched
Um.
it this month, and yeah.
So I have a question. I hold on. You better draw me pretty. My pledge.
Okay, so again, I'm not drawing sauce, so I will tell Dino to draw you as best as he can if you do that. But
How much of the book is done?
I want to say right now we have about 50% of the book done.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's one of the things that I've always tried to have the book done beforehand because the what was it? I want to say the second Kickstarter I ever did, I didn't.
Mm,
And I was working on that thing up until like my second con that I ever did.
mm.
Like literally right up until the absolute last possible moment I could send it to the printer to get back to me for for the con.
So with this is my seventh Kickstarter. Out of those seven Kickstarters, well, seven, okay, I've had eight Kickstarters, but one was unsuccessful. But out of the ones that have been successful, plus the one I'm running right now, only one of my books have been done by the time I launched the Kickstarter.
Wow.
Everything else is me doing it afterwards.
Mm.
Um, so it just involves a lot of planning and setting the expectations of people when you set those rewards, just making sure that you know how far it's going to be and how long it's going to take. And I think
Yeah.
people will expect that, and they understand that now. Now, don't be like a certain comic creator out there that has been in the industry since the '90s, extremely, and then have a book on Kickstarter for 10 years and then ship it out to
Did you
have.
get the book?
I got the book.
Okay,
I got
you
the
got
book.
it. You
Yeah.
got it.
Did I tell
That's
you
all
that
that
he's been
matters.
holding on to that book for like 2 years though?
I have no idea who he's talking about. The opinions that and views of Kyrun Silva are Kyrun's and
You
Kyrun's
literally
alone.
open the book and it says copyrighted 2019. 2019. He's had these books in his hand.
So, Kyrun, when's your next con? When's the next Comic Con you're gonna be at? Yeah.
Jesus. Actually, I think it's next month.
You don't
Uh,
do a lot though, right? Do you do a lot of shows
I
or
used to do a lot this year. Well, since 2020, I haven't had the energy to do a lot. But I used to do one a month, um, and it was draining on me and my family. Well, when my travels are a good 3 hours away on average per con, that starts adding to you. You know,
that's
what?
lightweight?
Shut up, dude. Shut up.
I'm calling everybody a lightweight. After this year, I call everybody a lightweight.
Yeah, I know. But to your original question, my next event is the 14th of September, which is CrockerCon, which is actually one of my favorite events of the year. Not
That's
Cracker, okay?
who named that? Like
It's
you had
named.
to have
Okay,
named.
wait.
Is it named after somebody?
It's named after the museum it's being held in, the Crocker Art Museum, which is it's a weird thing, but they started doing this about 5 years ago, where the art museum, one of the biggest art museums on the West Coast, decided they're going to throw a comic book convention once a year inside the art museum itself. So every
Okay.
year, a bunch of us in the area just come down to this museum and turn it into a giant comic book convention. We get cosplayers come out there. We set up our tables just like a regular convention. You can walk the halls of the most of the museum and see the art pieces, but then they also combine it and move some of the regular art pieces around and add graphic novel stuff or comic art there. So you get that pop culture feel too. And honestly, it's one of my best events every year because they have a bar and you get drunk people who it, and
Just buying. Yep.
just buying stuff. And then on top of that, it's an art museum. So people that are visiting, they already have money usually.
Mm-hmm,
So you
mm-hmm,
get a bunch
mm-hmm.
of drunk people who have money. They walk around. They're like, "Oh, what is this pretty thing? I'm gonna buy it." And it's one of the best events I do every
Awesome.
year. And it's only a 3 hour event, but I can.
Really?
It's only a 3 hour event, but I've made as much as I have as a weekend event in that 3 hours.
Wow.
Like I said,
What's the
drunk.
name of this? Crocker Con? All right. Next
Crocker
year.
Con.
Crocker Con.
And see, it's by event. It's by invite only. So
Oh,
you
I hate
can't just apply. You have to. They have to. They only send out to select people of who they
you
want
need
to
to
bring
make a
on.
call.
Okay.
Call one of my contacts.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
know what though? That's like terrific. I mean, so it's funny. There's a couple of cons I've done this year that are very similar. Cradle Con,
Hmm.
which is in Long Island, is in a museum.
Okay.
It's in the museum, the Cradle Museum, the Cradle of Aviation Museum. It's not art, but it's literally like your table is here, and then there's like all these like museum, memorabilia, whatever you want to call it, are around you. Like the first airplane or some crazy thing is like down the hall or something.
Yeah.
But like Terrificon is like, you talk about how people drink and people there with money.
Hmm.
That's Terrificon. Since it's
Okay.
in a casino, like people are there. Like, you'll have somebody who come in who had no intention of coming, but they got comp tickets because
Hmm.
they're high rollers, and they'll be like, "Oh, this looks cool. I'll buy it for my nephew," and they'll buy like every one of your books,
There you
and you'll
go.
be like, "Thank you very much."
Exactly.
Um,
That's exactly what it is.
Javon, you have to find a way into this con. Hey, listen, Again, we have three things that I need.
Wait, what con is
to,
this though?
if this same con is three things I need, is two of three things I need to make my way there. Y'all help me out with two of them, I will be there. That's my mantra for next season, for next con year.
Okay.
I gotta either get a table, or I gotta get travel, or I gotta get a hotel.
You should just get a
Can't
shirt
do
that says that. Oh, say table, travel, or place to stay, and just have check boxes next to it. And
Yep.
everybody, hey, you want to be a part of this con? You could just be like, which one you gonna cover? Go ahead, talk to your
Tell
kid.
me a story. Can you tell me a story later?
No.
Please?
No, I want to hear.
Tell
a
me
story.
later, okay?
No, we want to hear the story. Chat, we
Kyrun
want to
said he
hear the
wants to hear
story.
the story. Come on. Come here.
Chat, we want to hear the story, right?
Would you call him?
Chat. That's your chat, right?
No, that's my son.
No, the people over here on the
Yes.
chat.
Yes. Oh,
I'm asking.
come here. I'm like, what are you calling my son Chad?
We'll call him Chad.
Please don't. All right. Tell people the story.
It was Dad playing with some toys, and then it's messed up.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
That's it. That's the story.
Now and then the 20 million views, the 20 million subscribers. And then we had so much fun playing. They barely went outside and just started playing around. And then we just jumped in midair.
Wow.
Like Anchorman, like just pause the midair. Just why do you know about views and subscribers? We have that. What? Why do you know about views and subscribers?
Because I do, because my subscribers.
All right.
Yep.
Thank you so much for the story. We appreciate it.
I like his thinking. He said you're going to have 20 million views,
20 million views and subscribers. Hey, when you raise them up, you got to raise them right.
That's
when I say when you, I mean the iPad.
That's how he knows about views and subscribers, because he got an iPad.
Let's see. Convince Kevin to have Hero find a way in. I don't know what any of that means, Leonardo. I need more context, man. What con are we talking about?
It sounds like you and him are just having this weird conversation.
It's a conversation that I didn't know I was a part of, and it's like I came in the middle of it. So all right, so when you're doing cons, like what's your selling style? Like everybody has theirs. Some people are more aggressive, some people more laid back. Where are you in the spectrum?
I'm a laid back person just in general. So I just try to be nice, have a good smile on my face. I have all my work laid out so people look at the artwork, and if they have any questions, I bring them in, and I'm there to answer them. I'm not a very overly aggressive. Like I know some people will stop people and be like, hey, come here, look at this. And that's not me. I want you to look at my artwork and look at the books I have, and then they sell for themselves, I feel like.
I feel attacked, but okay. I'm not a stop person. I tell you what I am now.
Okay.
If you walk by my table and you do a double take or you do like the neck crane, then I'm like, you can come on over, man. I'm not going to bite. I'm not like a, hey, stop where you're going. Like I think I used to be a little bit like that in the beginning, but I'm now at a place where I'm like, either you're going to come look at my book or not.
Yeah.
But if you're going to like walk by and be like I'm going to call you out on it so you kind of see how silly you look, and then usually that gets people over.
But I think it also depends on the audience that you have as far as what your style should be. Like I did a anime convention, and the style that I normally use for that is completely different than what I would did at a comic convention. For that, I actually laid out like all my stickers and things like that in the front, and had people walk by so they saw the stickers, because it feels like for anime conventions, they're more into the stickers and the knickknacks and things like that. So, did you figure out what he was talking about?
I just figured out what he was talking about.
Okay.
Got you. My bad, Leo. I just realized what you were talking about, because you're like, convince Kevin to have Hero find a way in. He's talking about the Hero Initiative.
Okay.
That's what he's talking about. You got to give me context, man. There's a lot going on in here.
So then, who is Kevin?
Kevin works with the Hero Initiative.
Oh, okay.
I know what he's talking about. I know what's happening. I know what you're talking about now.
All right.
We'll definitely talk.
Okay.
Here, because I befriended people from the Hero Initiative, really cool people. I see them a lot lately. I probably will see them next month at Baltimore, which I'm looking forward to.
Alright.
But yeah, like I think there's a balance that needs to be held because I've seen people who are like super aggressive, to the point where it's like scary, and then I see people who are so laid back where it's like if you go to their table, they don't even look at you.
Yeah, like I know this guy. His name was Nathan, and he used to do conventions all the time. And he started off with a bullhorn, and he would just do it into the crowd. Hey, everybody, come to my table, blah blah blah, and it would attract everybody to his table because he's super loud and everybody can hear him. And then people start complaining about that, other people around him, and he stopped doing it. But his voice was naturally loud, so he stopped doing it with the bullhorn and just started yelling it. And then at one point, he started getting on top of his table to get attention. And I was like, all right, I get it. That's your thing. You want to be seen. You want to be heard. I'm not going to be like that guy. Like I said, I'm going to show you what I have. Sometimes I might, like you said, if somebody comes by and they do a double take, I'll be like, hey, you have any questions? Things like that. But I'm not going to be overly aggressive and try to call people out and say, hey, come to my table. Look at this. That's just not me.
Yeah, for some reason lately, I've gotten a lot of people who like I think I told this story last week. I had last week I had a woman who was like shopping with her two friends, and she was looking back at my table, and I'm like, she just like kept looking, but she didn't come to the table, and she like went across the aisle and was looking at something else with her friends, and then she turned back around and was just like, and she's just like staring at the table at the books. And I was like, so I was like, at some point you got to come over here and say hi, because at this point you're just staring at me.
You just making eye contact,
right? It's like I try not to do that, but like if you're gonna look here, I'm either gonna look away or look right at you. But she came over, she was really nice. She bought some books, but I always find it funny, about how people are like very hesitant sometimes. And I want to ask so many times, like, why were you hesitant to come over? I think I might do that this weekend.
It's because you're black. Don't lie.
I don't want that to be true, though.
It is sometimes, though, right?
I don't want it to be true.
Like, I know when I'm at conventions, I have seen people purposely avoid my table. Like, they're walking down the aisle, and they're looking at everybody else's table. And I know that they can see me coming up, and they'll turn the other way right when they're next to my table just to not see me. So I understand it happens, dude.
Listen, my cover is this. All right?
That's right.
All right? This is scared quite a few people away from my table. And I'm okay with that, because you probably weren't going to buy my book anyway.
And if you did, you would not like it.
But I have strong now, so it kind of balances out. So like I've had people come over and they'll side eye this book, but then they'll look at, like, I've literally wanted to like change the cover of it to see. No, but I wanted to just like see if it would like bring in, like, if somebody, like, if I was gonna get a Marcus Williams to do a cover for it, and I wanted to see if it would change Dwayne's.
It happens. It happens to us all the time. We know it does. And I've done this not long enough where I can tell when that person is going to try to avoid me. When they're walking up, you can just be like, yeah, they're not going to come over here. Watch, they're going to make a U-turn right when they get next to the table next to me, or they're going to miraculously turn away to go to the other side of the alley. I know.
I saw it, and it was so funny. I laughed about it for like 20 minutes. I saw somebody come around the corner. I'm not gonna say which con I was at, but I had somebody come around the corner. They started to walk down the aisle. I was sitting next to superstars too. And they kind of looked at everything, and then they stopped and they went back. And then they went around and came back up the other way.
They did it. Was it a Grandpa Simpsons where he went into the
Right.
bar
It was
and
in and
get out?
around. And I was just like, wow, it's not that serious.
It's not. It's
It's
really
not
not.
that
We're not
serious.
gonna hurt you. I mean, I'm 5'7". I'm not gonna. I can't intimidate anybody sitting behind the desk. My voice is not booming. It just quit playing
Quit
that.
playing that duck if you buck at your table. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna play duck if you buck. I'm gonna play the scariest black music at my table. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But you
Oh
know what though?
shit.
I keep telling folks one of my biggest selling demographics are older white women.
Mm-hmm.
They will, if they come by my table, especially if there's not a lot of black creators, because you know you do these cons enough, especially independents. A lot of them, especially the bigger ones, there's just not a lot of black creators out there. And like I've done cons where I'm like the only one. And
Yep,
you know that's cool, you know, sometimes, but you know you're also like a stick out like a sore thumb.
Yep.
But then you also get people who come over and they're like, what do you think about the diversity going on in the industry? I had a guy come over and ask me all these questions about it, and I was like, you know, I gave him my answer, and he's like, well, I'm gonna buy these two, I want these two, I'm gonna support. And I was like, all right, if I'm getting paid off this, I'm getting somebody else paid off this. And so I was like, you know, there's some black artists over there too. So if you want to get this, you get. He's like, where? And I was like, right over there. And what is that? I don't know. It has to do with your comics. They all want that chocolate.
Wow, man.
Hey, listen, man. You know, I was talking with, and I'm a name drop right here, so I don't care. I was talking with Dennis Cohen, and I was talking to him about how, like, when Black Panther first came out, there was like such a thirst for like black independent comic books. Like, I'll never forget that. My first con I ever did, I had 3 books, was after Black Panther come out, and I couldn't keep books on the table. I could not keep books on the table. And I feel like the luster has come off of it. And it's like, I think people are like, I see a lot more people not even look at me when they walk by, like black people.
Well, I mean,
not even like look at me when they walk, when I'm at a con sometimes.
And this is gonna sound bad, and it's not meant to be, but once
we passed the point of no return on that.
No, but it's not. But there's a couple things. One, Black Panther came out, and everybody's like, "I am pro-black. I'm gonna get everything black." So yeah, you at a convention, everybody's like, "Oh man, I feel you. The pain that y'all went through." There was a little bit of guilt from that. So you probably got some extra sales because of that.
Right.
Then there's also the, oh my God, I just saw Black Panther. I want to see another black superhero. So you got the excitement sales from that too. So you had that. But as time went on, and this is where it's going to sound bad, more black people came into the creative field. And that sounds bad when I say it like that. Like, we want more black people in there, definitely. But when you get more black people in there, you get more stories out there, there's more options. And people are going to be more selective. I mean, I'm pretty sure you've noticed that there probably are more black creators at conventions now than probably 5 years ago.
Oh, absolutely.
I've seen it. And I want that. I want to see bigger conventions with not just black people. I want to see Mexican people. I want to see Asian people. I want to see white people. I want to see every diversity, culture, whatever you want, being shown at conventions. But when that happens, people have more options, unfortunately. And that's another thing. So, you know.
Well, it's not, I'm not saying that like y'all should be buying my book. It's just funny how the perception and the, how do I put this? The interaction has changed.
Yeah.
You know, it went from, I'm going to come see what this person has regardless. Mm-hmm. Like whether I'm going to buy the book or not, I'm going to at least see what he has to do, what he has to in store. To now it's like, Like they would literally like walk by and not even look. And I'm just like, y'all can say hi. Like, give me the head nod or something.
Damn.
Yeah. So, but again, it's not really affecting me sales wise.
Yeah.
In general, it's just something that I've kind of, noticed. And I was funny, Dennis was saying the same thing. Like for him, when Black Panther first came out, it was like, and now,
it's tapered off a lot, I'm sure.
He would be like, y'all can't even come by and say hi.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you get a lot of people who come by and just want to talk and they don't really want to buy your book. And it's cool sometimes when it's slow.
Yeah.
But when it's
or they just want to pick your brain about how to make a comic. And I'm like, I'm all right to answer your questions on that, but I'm also here to make some money. So if you cause me to miss a sale, my answers are going to start to get shorter and shorter to just yes, no after a while. So I'm just saying, I'm be honest. If you cause me to miss more than one sale, I'm gonna be all like, all right, you can leave now because you made me miss a sale.
You know what I do now? And it's in the advice I give to me is very true and is very accurate and is very helpful. When somebody asks, how do I get into comics or give me some advice? I say, make a book. Yeah. I can't give you advice until you make a book.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I'm like, you got to go through and figure it out yourself. If you have specific stuff that should I use this paper? Should I use this? I can do that, but I can't tell you if you're good enough to do comics unless I see if you're good enough to do comics.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then usually, they end it with that, with that. But I get a lot of like parents whose kids are artists and they want like advice. And, I don't mind giving it. Like I said, when it's slow, I don't mind. Like if there's nothing else going on, if it's the end of the show and nobody's walking by, or if it's like early in the morning and nobody's walking by, I don't mind. But when it's like wall to wall people, that's not the best time to go. And this is just a suggestion to everyone. It's not the best time to come up to us and start asking us, how do we do this?
Yeah.
Now you could go to like people who've been in the industry and talk to them. And what I'm saying is like an established person, their line is going to wait for them.
Yeah.
Like I was sitting next to John Boy Myers. John Boy Myers, that people was waiting for him.
They are not going to move because they don't know when they're going to see this person again.
Right. So like if you want to ask them questions, but if you're talking to somebody in the indie industry, people will not come to our table if they see people at our table.
It's true. No, you're right.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're right. Like if they see, unless there's something that they are just gravitating towards and they really want, if they see somebody there and you're talking to them, they're just going to keep on moving on.
They'll keep on moving, and they might never come back.
Yeah.
I mean,
even though they say they're making the rounds, they're going to come back. We know that's a lie. You don't have to lie to us about it anymore. Please.
You really don't. You really don't. If you're not going to buy it, you say, I would rather use, if you did say, I might be back. I'm like, okay. In my head, you're gone forever.
Yeah.
It's okay. When you say that to me, I don't believe you.
The nicest person I've ever had came up to me and she was standing in line and she said, oh, I'm waiting for our line, our reserve spot with Jason Momoa. And she's like, I'm just making rounds just to kill time. And I'm like, that's cool. She told me flat out, I'm not going to buy anything. She still was like, hey, what's your book about? Because, I got nothing else to do. And I told her about it. And when her time was up to go see Jason Momoa, she left. And then she came back afterwards because I was nice to her. I'm fine. What the?
Yeah. TikTok. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Damn, that was wild.
No, I mean, I appreciate people who, believe it or not, I'm with you. I appreciate the people who are blunt and abrupt. And they're like, no, thank you. Cool. I have not wasted your time. You have not wasted my time.
Exactly.
But the people that bother me are the people who, when I go up to them, or not when I go up to them, when they come to the table, I had one guy come by. He goes, tell me about your book. And I'm like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, yeah, I give him the pitch. I say, hey, I have this many books. Feel free to look through the artwork. Actually, no, that's not what he did. He came over and said, wow, your art looks amazing. Tell me about your book. And I told him about the book, and I told everything. He goes, wow. So thank you. And he walked out. And I never saw him again. And I was just like, you came to me. So in my mind, and the problem with those is in the end, I'm always like, what the hell did I say wrong? Where did it go from this looks like something I want to buy to
You just
I'm
didn't
always
tell him
wondering.
exactly what he wanted to hear about the book.
I guess. It's just, all this kind of stuff is funny, man.
It is.
One of these days, I was talking to somebody. I was like, one of these days, I'm going to do a documentary. And I want to have video footage of me selling and of the different types of people, like the person who doesn't need to be pitched to and is just going to buy everything.
Yeah.
I love those people.
I've joked about making a comic strip, just like a weekly comic strip, just about the weird things that happen at conventions.
I should. Oh my gosh, that's a great idea.
Once a week web comic that's just about cons, and you'll have so much content to draw about it. It's
Brad said that's me. Don't do that, Brad. Don't do that, Brad.
I'm waiting for the day that I'm at a convention and all of a sudden Brad just walks up.
Me too.
And he's like, "Hi, Kyrun." I'm like, "Who the hell is that?" And he busts out his big ass wallet of money.
He's talking about, oh yeah. He came by, he got everything I got. So Brad's gonna come by just to say hi. That's all he's gonna do. Brad, let me know when you come by so I can have something. You should charge $1.99 for the first minute and 99 cents every minute. I forgot who told me this story. It was Ro. Ro told me this story. Ro said that one time at a con, he had his mom sitting behind the table with him. And this group of guys came and they talked with him for an absurd amount of time. And they was about to leave and not buy anything. And his mom was like, excuse me, you talked about something for such and such a time. You're not going to buy nothing. And they proceeded to buy stuff. And I was like, I need your mom sitting right next to me. Right next to me. Oh my gosh. I wish I had the balls to say that.
So you can't
do that. Talk to me for 10 minutes?
And not buy nothing?
And not buy nothing? You just going to waste 20, 30 minutes of my life?
Only a mom could do that, though.
Only a mom. You're right.
Because I can't even see.
A wife could do that.
A wife could do that too. But I can't see a dad be like, hey, you just talked to my son for 20 minutes. Buy something. They look
depends on how swole dad is.
Okay, you're right.
If dad looking like Michael Clark Duncan,
yeah,
you might be able to get some sales out of that.
If your dad is The Rock, and then
if your dad is The Rock, and The Rock goes in his trying to be charming. Speaking of The Rock, you're a big wrestling fan.
Yes, sir.
But you're not you're a big WWE fan.
Okay, where's this leading?
No, I'm just asking. As opposed to I watch AEW. You watch AEW?
Not religiously.
You told me you don't watch AEW.
It's off and on. It just depends on how busy I am. I'll watch Collision. I'll watch Dynamite and all that. So yeah. I missed 3 sales during our conversations. What?
I don't know why you on a podcast, sir. I don't know. That's true though. It's true. I swear, I know I have missed sales from people who I just knew weren't going to buy anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I will watch, because if somebody's talking to me, and I keep telling people the key words I listen to are, so how long you been doing this? Once I hear that,
you shut off.
I know you're not buying anything. You're just talking to me.
Yeah.
And so when somebody starts talking to me and I hear those keywords, and I'm not saying nobody has ever bought from me after hearing that. I'm just saying that the percentage is really high.
Yeah.
And so I try not to, but sometimes I start to check out a bit. And then I start looking at people behind them to see who's looking. Or if they just want to come look at my portfolio. I don't mind people coming to look at the portfolio, but you standing right in front of the books. So and then you want to talk to me while you're looking through my portfolio, and that's fine. But like I'll be like, how's it going? How's it going, guys? You can come take a look.
Yeah.
Feel free. And I feel like some people get offended. Like you're talking to people behind me. I'm like, hey, man, you're not gonna buy anything.
No, I do that all the time. Especially if somebody's like doing the, oh, what's that? What's that? I'm gonna be like, hey, come over, come look, and make them make their way towards the table, because I don't know which one of them is gonna be a sale. They could both be a sale. Who knows? But I'm going to try to take the best opportunity I can to get a sale. And if I have to stop and talk to you and I know that person is going to walk away because I did, I'll be pissed off at myself, especially if you don't buy something too. So longer than.
I remember you, Lena. We had dinner together, man. We had dinner. We had dinner. I know who you are.
You're not Chris Williams. He forgot Chris Williams. You're good,
I
Leonardo.
did forget Chris Williams. I'm sorry. I don't think Chris, did you buy my book or did you just do the interview? I'm pretty sure you just did the interview.
Chris, are you even in the chat anymore?
Chris ain't in the chat anymore. I know who you are, man. Stop it. Sean, longer.
No, you gotta do that. Longer than you.
Oh my gosh. It's just funny. Like, so the things that go on during cons, like my friends, I've had friends table with me and I will tell my stories and they'll be like, I don't really believe you. And then they'll table with me and be like, yo, you're right. Like, these people are weird. And I'm like, there's a lot of them out there. I love them all. I love every weirdo that passes by my table. I love you guys. I truly, truly do. But some of you guys are weird. And that's okay.
Have you ever had?
Because we're all at a Comic-Con.
Have you ever had anybody take your comic thinking it was a free comic?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I had some guy do that dressed up as Finn from Adventure Time. And I'm going to tell you the outfit he had on was probably about 2 sizes too small. So I'm seeing midriffs and thigh where I shouldn't see stuff. And he walks up to my table and you could tell right off the bat that he was not mentally fully there. So he walks up to my table. I'm like, hey, how you doing? These are my comics. And he just doesn't say anything. He just looks at my table. And I'm like, okay, well, these are the books. These are what they're about. And he looks at me. And he looks down at my books. And he got these gigantic, meaty hands. He just goes, whoosh, takes one of the books. And then just goes, whoosh, and starts walking away. And in my mind, I'm like, wait, okay, A, he just crushed my book. Like, just squished it, and B, he's walking away without paying for it. So I'm like, wait, sir, you didn't buy the book. He's like, oh, they're not for free. I'm like, no, you got to buy the book. So he looks at the book that's now crushed in his hand, puts it on a table, and just starts like trying to press it out. And he does it like 3 times, one of these things, and just leaves it on a table and walks away.
Kyrun, you're sane.
And I'm just like, what am I gonna do with that?
I would have been like, that's $10, bro.
What? It happened so quickly. I was just like,
I get little kids who take it. Little kids take it because I have my book there, and because I bag all my books first, and then I'll put them up, and then I have like one sample to. I'll be like, yeah, there's a sample. Feel free to look through it, and they'll be like, wow. And the parents will go, wait. It happens so much, and they're like, I just be like, they really try to like walk off. I like parents or like the kids will really enjoy it, and the parents will be like, all right, I'll buy it, and I'll be like, okay, here's a fresh copy, and they'll be like, thank you, and the kid will be like, and they're like, listen, no, we got one. It's I bought you one. Listen here, take this one. No, I would have been like, you owe me $10, man.
Like I said, run that. He did not look like he fully understood what was happening.
He gonna understand today.
Yeah,
he gonna learn today. I tell you the craziest not there story. Well, I won't say not there because I was talking to this young man. He came over to the table and he proceeded to tell me about racism. Explain it to me, actually. And I was about halfway through his 20-minute long rant. when I was about to say something, and he just said that he's on the spectrum, and I was like, okay, so okay.
You're like, so what do you say at that point? Be like, oh,
I just let him finish,
yeah.
and I'm probably missed at least like 2 or 3 sales, but I just let him finish, and then he walked away. Didn't buy anything.
Yeah.
Was he dressed like Finn? I don't remember what he was dressed like. It was at a what convention was it? It was earlier this year. I was at
Oh, this was recent.
yeah, this was this year during the whole thing. It was a trading card convention. It was like
Oh.
trading cards and stuff like that, which was, it was already a tough sell at this con anyway, because
Okay.
nobody was expecting comic books. They were expecting
Trading
like
cards.
trading cards and things like that, collectibles.
Mm.
But it was already tough sledding anyway. But yeah, I have so many. I got so many. I have good stories too. We keep talking about the bad stories. I had this nice old woman, nice old Caucasian woman.
Why's it gotta be about race, Javon?
I'm describing somebody to somebody who's not, you don't know what she looks like, but she bought my books, and then she saw me again at another con, and she bought some more. But after she bought some more, she told me she loved what I did. She bought some more, and she kept walking like by the table. Like I don't know if it was like, I don't know, but she just ended up continually walking by, and everybody that was at the table when she walked by, she would go, "I love it. It was great." And she would walk off, but she would do it in such a way that it would scare the person because they weren't expecting somebody to roll up on them. And so she would literally be like, walk right, like a devil on your shoulder, like, "It was amazing. I loved it." And they'd be like, "Oh." And she was really, she was trying to help, and I appreciated it. We prefer melanin challenge.
What?
You mean melanin deficient? I could do that one. I could do that
Wow.
one. Melanin deficient.
Mm-mm.
Phyllis. But I mean, cons are fun, man.
They are.
You know, they are. They're really fun.
They're interesting to say the least.
The best is when the con is clearly over, and you want to walk around and like look at stuff. When I say over, I mean it's winding down, and
Okay.
nobody's gonna buy anything. But you're kind of like at the table, like, if I could just get one more sale. I just want one more. I don't want to leave my table because I might miss that one sale.
Especially when you're like, maybe it's not been the best of cons and you're just trying to get close to getting your money back. You're like, God, just one person buy something.
One more person. Be begging. Trust me, I've had a con where I made $400 total
Okay.
in 2 days.
I've had a con where I made $17 in 2 days.
If I made $17 in 2 days, I would legitimately cry. I don't know if I would do a con for a while after that.
Trust me.
I would have been like, nope. I would be like questioning.
But
if this is what I'm supposed to be
I
doing.
chalked it up to, though, that it was a anime convention, and it was my first time doing anime convention, and I had nothing that was anime related, so it was just.
Why I don't do them.
So I learned from that, though, and I've gone back and I've done it, and I realized, okay, now I need more anime type stuff, chibi stuff, anime artwork for pinups. Get those people in there. So I've learned from that mistake. But yeah, I literally made $17, and I was like, I will never do this con again. And it was one of the biggest anime conventions in the world that I was at. And I was
we have a con here in Connecticut that's very anime centered. And people have been trying to get me to do this con for a long time. And I'm like, I don't do anime. Nobody's gonna buy my book.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you'll corner the market because you'll be the only guy there. And I'm like, the table is $400. I don't want to corner I'm not going to corner the market that of a place that doesn't want me there. And they're like, well, if you look around, everybody's doing prints and stuff. You'll have a book. And I'm like, I don't want to. I'm not betting on that. I need an anime variant cover. They don't listen, man. Yeah, but they don't really want stuff like that. They want anime, which is why I'm doing a heat and strong anime. It's coming. Yeah.
But no, he's right. And if you can get anime style stuff, then that's when your sales need to be on par to pitch it and say, hey, this is anime cover, but the inside is not manga related or anything like that. So
open it up, be like, you lied to me.
Got to go where the audience is.
I stick to, I don't go chasing waterfalls.
Oh wow!
Stick to the rivers and the lakes.
Wow.
That I'm used to.
Okay.
I know you're gonna be scared, but don't move too fast.
Wait, what is it? What was it? What was the dance they did in that?
This is why I like Kyrun. I can do all these jokes. That's why I can do all these jokes, and Kyrun knows what I'm talking about. You damn youngins, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. I can't do these jokes with Morgan. Morgan has only been involved in pop culture for like the last 10 years. All right.
He should know TLC.
Morgan knows TLC.
He don't know of. He's like, he knows of TLC, but
I have argued with Morgan before. Hey man, Waterfalls is a good song, man.
That's a dope song.
Don't be mad because you're tired of it.
That's a dope song.
Morgan only likes what came out last week. If it didn't come out in the last 5 years, he don't want to hear nothing about it. This man told me that he won't watch movies that have like that. He won't.
What?
If it's not like HD or something, like if it has like a tracking, or if it's a movie, he just does it. I told him he needs to watch. I forgot what movie was it. High Learning. I told him he needs to watch, and he was like, "When did it come out?"
Hey Morgan, you should go watch Roots. You like Roots?
Sorry, man.
When did that come out?
I don't know if Morgan has seen. You know what? Has Morgan seen Roots?
Probably not.
Mason said, "I had a girlfriend in high school who was obsessed with TLC. I've had my fill." Listen, man. I'm sorry you had to deal with the red light special. All right.
But what about your friends?
I'm sure she was digging on you.
Did they let you down?
You just need to put your hat to the back.
Don't be a scrub. No scrubs.
You got to stop messing with them silly hoes, okay? All right? You
got me with the hat to the back, though. Got me that one. Oh God!
As you can tell, I'm a fan of TLC. I can do this all day.
Oh man!
He said, "What about your friends?" Oh man,
they let you down.
Don't be too proud to beg. It's okay. Just don't be too proud.
Just don't creep, okay? Just don't creep. Just makes you unpretty. Baby.
Oh,
baby.
Oh, it took me out. Oh.
Just a silly hoe.
Just a silly hoe. Oh my God. I didn't get to anywhere where I wanted to get in this damn show. Real quick.
Dear life.
Wrestling.
Oh, did we even talk about wrestling?
We didn't even get there. How we get back? Who do you think will be the one to dethrone Roman Reigns?
I have no idea at this point, dude. If it wasn't Jay, if it wasn't freaking Cody Rhodes, if it wasn't... All right, I'll put you on this. I still feel they screwed up and should have let Sami Zayn take the belt.
They screwed up a couple times.
That would have been the best storyline. That would have culminated everything, and they still could have done all this with the bloodline, and it would have been just as good. But Sami Zayn had so much momentum on his back, and they were like, no, we're just going to put you in a tag team with Kevin Owens, and then Kevin Owens gets hurt. Like,
Well, so my issue is number one, they messed up when they combined the belts.
why does he
That
have
was
3 belts?
I don't know.
That makes no sense. You made a brand new belt for him not to carry the 2 belts, but he's still carrying 2 belts.
I
That
just
made
want to
no
point
damn
out.
sense.
Listen, I know he's not black, but it's mad niggerish in him to have 3 friggin' championship belts. All right, it's mad niggerish. All right, Roman. You can put 2 of the belts down. You don't need them.
You don't need them.
You don't need
That's
them.
literally what this stupid new belt's for you to.
I knew that they were never going to make Sammy the guy,
I know.
and so I was okay with it. But
that storyline would have been dope.
But what's his name? Cody was the it. Cody was where they messed up, because Roman had been champion for like 3 years.
Yep.
He's been champion for like 3 years. And then they're talking about, oh, well, let's see where the story went. We have. It's been 3 years.
See, and the problem was they listened to fan mail. And and you know what? Think about Sami Zayn. I miss him so much. But it's all that. It's all that.
And then I'm trying, yo.
Okay. All right.
And
yes,
then
you're right. No, you're right. You're right.
And then if you weren't going to do it with Cody,
Cody.
then Jay was the time. Because now I don't even care anymore. I don't care that he's the champion. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, whoever it ends up being is going to be deflating.
Yeah, at this point, unless it's a major star, which they don't have, they really don't have a huge star anymore. You could possibly say LA Knight's getting there, but I don't think he's going to get to that point where they would need him to take the belt. So if you let Roman drop that to somebody that's insignificant, it makes the entire 3-year run seem stupid. And then that means you got to keep Roman going with his half-ass matches, which they're not that good. The match itself is not good. I'm not going
to say they're not. The matches are, they have a nice feel to them.
Yeah, but that's the same match over and over
quality,
again.
Yeah.
It's the same match every time.
Again, like they had like 4 people, in my opinion, who were more than qualified to take the belt off of him.
Yep.
And it would have ended this in a good story. And like you said, they still could have did the bloodline thing. When I almost called him Sheamus. Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre, that match that they had in his home country.
Yep.
That was perfect time for him to drop it.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't do it then. Sami Zayn was right there. Perfect opportunity to drop it.
Yeah.
They could have, honestly, I still like my idea.
Honestly.
I still like my idea that they should have had him accidentally win the Royal Rumble.
Who, Sammy?
Like he wasn't trying.
Yes.
He wasn't trying to. But he accidentally
he just falls into
else.
it, just knocks somebody over. That would have been perfect.
And then, then you had Cody. Cody was right there for you.
Yeah.
And then Jay. Anyway, let's get one more question. I know you got to go, even though I know it's like 5:00 over there.
It's 6:30. I haven't eaten since lunch because of you. So,
hey, listen, man, that's not my fault. I told you could eat while you were on the show. I wasn't going to stop.
They're still making dinner.
Oh my God. Hey, Kyrun, what are your thoughts on your Kickstarter? Is it going the way you want to go currently? If not, is there anything you want to change going forward? That's a great wrap-up question.
Okay.
Thank you, Mason.
Mason, no, my Kickstarter is not going the way I wanted to go. I was hoping to be funded by now. What I would have changed is I would have not gotten sick last week, which knocked me out for like 4 straight days where I could not just do anything. Like I couldn't post really about the Kickstarter. I couldn't even formulate a thought about my Kickstarter to even talk about it. I had 2-3 interviews like this that I had to miss because I was just laying in bed. So that would be the biggest thing. But I can't dwell on that. I have to just keep pushing forward, trying to reach out to people. At this point, I'm going to start DMing people on Facebook and just letting them know individually, hey, my Kickstarter's still running. I need y'all to go back it because I have a couple other interviews I'm going to do. I have I have some great friends. Javon, one of them. Danny Quick, Sean Barbour. You guys have been out there helping me promote, which I appreciate it. But I mean, at this point, I got less than 2 weeks to go, and I still got a good ways to reach that goal. So I'm gonna have to just keep pushing. That's all it is, man.
I'm telling you, man, I'm not a fan of doing Kickstarters. I appreciate their the platform.
Yeah.
I do appreciate it, and I see the value in it, but it is a pain in the behind. It's stressful.
Mm-hmm.
Like the people who do like 6 or 7 a year, I'm like, A, how the hell do you do it? And B, how do you maintain your audience like that? Like that's it just seems like a lot.
But the people that are doing 6 or 7 a year, they're doing that because they know they're going to fund.
Yeah.
Almost, and they know they're going to fund within the first week or so. So they pre-plan that because they know, okay, my last 10 have funded. Let's get these going. So I would love to get to that stage.
That has never happened to me yet.
Yeah.
Funding in a week.
Yeah.
That'd be making me mad when I see people get funded in a day. I'm like, what in the hell am I doing wrong?
But sometimes it's not what you're doing wrong.
Right,
It's just
right.
what they're doing right. Or they just have a book that resonates with people more. And that's not anything that you're doing wrong. It's just that
True story, yeah.
they found their audience. That's all it is. They found their audience, and now they know what they can produce to get that money, and that's all it is.
Yeah, I mean,
I just don't want to get to the point where I'm doing 3 or 4 Kickstarters a year, and they're funding, but I'm not fulfilling those Kickstarters. Like there have been other creators that have done that, and they use that money that they get from one Kickstarter to fund the next one.
Listen, you have no idea how hard I've been wanting to do like a variant cover with Strong's ass out. I have fought that urge.
You have integrity. That's what you're trying to say.
I'm trying. Like, I mean, I would love to just do something like that, but I feel like it's so much of that. And then, like, if y'all are really horny MFers or need to see tits and ass of a fictional character, fictionally drawn character, I mean, porn on the internet is free, guys. I don't know why this is a big damn deal.
I don't know, and I get it. I mean, TNA is always going to sell, no matter what year we're in. It's always going to sell. But I'm just not going to do that to my characters. I have too much love for my characters that I'm just not going to bring them down to that level. So I know it sells. I know it sells, but I'm just not going to go down to that level. So,
all right. So we're going to let this man get some food because honestly, I haven't eaten either. I'm in solidarity with you, sir. I haven't eaten either. And it's later for me. So,
whatever. It's only like 7 o'clock for you, right?
If you don't know math, sure. It is.
I know it's 9:30. I know it's 9:30. I'm just saying.
Mason, go ahead, hook them up.
Thank you, sir.
Folks, please go to the Kickstarter. You got time. You get, like I said, let's get this man's money up. Let's get Saw, the lightning welder.
He said the welder, not wielder. Welder. Damn it.
Wielder. Damn it. You know what? Don't give him a dime. I take it all back. Let's end this. Let's cut it down. Like I ended. Take it all back. I'm gonna put in a call to Kickstarter to get all that money back.
Oh, damn it.
Like run that back. I want anything that from the algorithm that came from Restream or my kicks on my Facebook, run it back. No, seriously. Let's get this man funded. I got my lights knocking me out. Like I said, you can tell people where they can find you, where they can see you.
And just go to this website right here. That's all I care about right now. Go here. Go to xobcomic.com and fund. I don't care where else you go. Just go here, please.
I mean, he has a podcast, folks.
We're not focusing on the podcast right here. This little thing that's scrolling across the screen, right there it goes again. All right, that. Go there, xobcomic.com. After that funds, I'll tell y'all where to reach me. But we now will just focusing on this individual website, xobcomic.com. That's where you need to go.
Y'all heard the man. And tell also when's the next con? Oh, you don't wanna talk about XOBcomic.com.
The next
All right.
con will be after XOBcomic.com fun. So
for me, you can find me this weekend at Classic City Comic Con,
XOBcomic.com, right?
as well as XOBcomic.com. Even though I'm not getting a dime and I wasn't asked to do a variant cover. I'm just gonna pretend like that didn't happen. And maybe if I did a variant cover, you'd be funded by now. I don't know.
You're right. I could be. Man, you're right. You're right. Damn it. All right.
I got readerships. I got 40 nations ready to roll. Got a coalition of the willing. Oh, Brad, listen, man. Brad, he don't want to talk about Shaman's Destiny. He wants to talk about XOBcomic.com. He don't want to talk about Shaman's Destiny. He don't want to talk about Nathan. Kyrun is not going to Baltimore Comic Con unless y'all go unless y'all give a lot more money to XOBcomic.com.
That right there. Go.
That's how you get Kyrun to Baltimore. You want them on the East Coast? Then you better put some East Coast dollars
in a whole lot of them
in that Kickstarter.
A whole lot.
Basic. Listen, man. Y'all don't know. I could be a lot worse.
You could be
all right?
Pretty.
When it comes to snapping, y'all don't even see me at my worst. I can be really hurtful. But that's because I grew up around people when they snap. They're not trying to make funny. They trying to hurt your feelings.
You got to learn to dirty like that.
You got to. Hey, listen, man.
You're good at being bad.
I told you, man. Listen, y'all see, this is the nice version of me. This is the nice version. Mm-hmm. This is the version that everybody likes at Comic-Con and stuff. They don't want to see that version.
Something you want to know.
Hey, listen, but I'll always have your back. If somebody ever says something about Kyrun, I got snaps in the chamber. All right? Just let you know. Thank y'all for stopping by. This conversation went completely off the rails in the funniest way possible. And I appreciate Kyrun for coming through and entertaining y'all. This is probably one of the highest viewed shows. I mean, we had like 11 people watching at one time. That's amazing. XOBcomic.com. Please go. Please support. And if you say you like comics by Black creators, now's the time. Y'all, a lot of people say it. Don't support. Put your money where your mouth is. Have a good evening. Like I said, come check me at Plastic City Comic Con. And come say hi. Tell me your name. Make sure you have a name tag or something so I can remember who the hell you are. And buy my damn book. Y'all have a good evening. Have a great weekend. And thanks for stopping by Stoked Podcast, Creative Talk, Creative People.